The United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense latest intelligence update on Ukraine, September 4, 2023. The National Cybersecurity Center revealed last week that it uncovered a Russian cyber operation targeting Ukrainian military personnel through malware on Android devices. Dubbed infamous Chisel, the malware enabled Russian hackers to persistently access, collect, and steal data from compromised phones. National Cybersecurity Center attributes infamous Chisel to Sandworm, a cyber threat group linked to Russia's military intelligence agency GRU. Sandworm has previously conducted disruptive and destructive cyber attacks against Ukraine's power grid and other critical infrastructure. According to National Cybersecurity Center's assessment, the aim of the infamous Chisel operation was likely to illicitly obtain sensitive Ukrainian military information. The campaign targeted applications used by Ukraine's armed forces. This latest discovery highlights Russia's continued weaponization of cyber capabilities to support its invasion of Ukraine. The United Kingdom condemns these unlawful cyber activities and stands united with our Ukrainian partners against Russian aggression. General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine update as of 6 p.m. September 4, 2023. Throughout September 4, Russia conducted 5 missile strikes, 68 airstrikes, 42 multiple launch rocket system attacks against Ukrainian positions and settlements across the country. These ongoing Russian strikes unfortunately killed and wounded more civilians, damaging residential buildings and civilian infrastructure. The risk of further missile and air attacks remains high nationwide. Ukrainian forces repelled 22 Russian ground assaults throughout the day. In the north, Russian forces fired mortars and artillery at over 15 towns and villages in Chernihiv and Sumy oblasts. Near Kupiansk, Russia launched an airstrike near Budarki, Kharkiv Oblast, while over 10 settlements endured artillery fire. In Luhansk Oblast, Russian attacks near Novoelizaveta and Bilohorivka were unsuccessful. Airstrikes hit near Bilohorivka, Luhansk Oblast, and Yampil, Donetsk Oblast. More than 10 settlements suffered artillery barrages. North of Klanov, Donetsk Oblast, Ukrainian defenders repelled Russian assaults. An airstrike occurred near Ivanivsky. Over 15 towns and villages were shelled. Near Avdiivka, Russian forces conducted an airstrike and shelled numerous settlements with artillery. Ukrainian troops continue blocking Russian offenses near Marinka, while Krasnohorivka endured an airstrike and shelling. In the Zaporizhia direction, airstrikes and artillery struck over 15 settlements. Kherson also faced air and artillery strikes. Ukrainian air forces launched 11 strikes against Russian troop concentrations and 2 on anti-aircraft systems. Ukrainian missile and artillery units hit 11 Russian artillery systems and 4 command posts. Ukraine's counteroffensive pressure continues in the south, with forces consolidating gains and conducting counter-battery fire. Ukraine's defenders stand resolute in repelling Russian aggression across all fronts. The Institute for the Study of War's Russian Offensive Campaign Assessment. Ukrainian infantry have advanced beyond Russian anti-tank obstacles that form the current defensive line west of Zaporizhia Oblast. However, Institute for the Study of War cannot yet confirm a full breach of this line, as Ukrainian heavy equipment has not been observed occupying these new positions. Geolocated footage on September 4 shows Ukrainian troops reach tree lines east of Russian anti-tank ditches and Dragon's Teeth barriers, part of a triple-layered defense west of Remivka, 18 kilometers southeast of Orikhiv. More footage indicates Ukrainian infantry pushed further northwest along the road toward Remivka into prepared Russian defenses. Additional footage shows Ukrainian forces approaching Russian positions between Robotyne, 10 kilometers south of Orikhiv, and Novoprokopivka, 13 kilometers south. Ukraine is widening the gap made in one Russian defensive layer and moving more forces into the tactical rear. Ukraine seems to be making gains near the unbreached Russian line northwest of Remivka to Solodki, 20 kilometers south of Orikhiv. Assaults and artillery strikes target Russian positions southward. The arrival of Ukrainian heavy equipment and larger forces than observed so far would signal both a penetration of this line and efforts to expand the breach. For now, Institute for the Study of War cannot confirm a full rupture without evidence of Ukrainian armor occupying these new advanced positions. The Institute for the Study of War key takeaways today. Russian forces reportedly tried expanding minefields in southern Ukraine following Ukraine's counteroffensive in June. Limitations on Russian artillery and Ukrainian counter-battery advantages are forcing Russia to deviate from its doctrine per Russie. Russian drones struck Dnipropetrovsk and Odessa oblasts overnight September 3 to 4. At a meeting with Turkey's President Erdogan, Putin reiterated unwillingness to rejoin the Black Sea Grain Initiative without all of Russia's demands met. The UN's Independent International Commission stated on September 4th it has not concluded Russia is committing genocide in Ukraine. Russian forces conducted offensives along the Kupiansk-Svatov-Kremina line, near Bakhmut, Avdiivka, Donetsk City, the western Donetsk, eastern Zaporizhia border, and western Zaporizhia, making some gains on September 4th. Ukraine forces conducted counteroffensives near Bakhmut and western Zaporizhia on September 4th. Russia's defense minister announced September 4th that Russia will not hold its scheduled Zapad 2023 strategic exercises. Russian occupation officials continued early voting for Russian regional elections in occupied areas on September 4th.